Ladies and gentlemen, we are with Miss Bree Daniels, who is, I guess, a princess for the homeless here. She has decided to take up the, how you say, volition, a job of making sure that the homeless have a place to wash their clothes and to maybe even take a bath or do different things. Bree, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us your name again.
I'm Brianna Daniel, and the Executive Director of the Street Team Movement. We're a nonprofit that has 4 programs, one of which is our laundry program that's going on right now. We are working on a shower program to provide mobile showers to those that are on the streets as well as in the woods. We have a remedial aid program, so hygiene items, and then we have a mental health referral program.
Oh, okay. What inspired you to get into this type of job, I guess?
Well, this mission is certainly a God-inspired mission. So it's literally just that God inspired me to do it. I knew what I had to do. I laid out the steps for me, and I'm just following them.
Where did you get the idea to come and just work with homeless people without much fear or?
No, well, normally when God asks you to do something, when He calls you to do something, it's kind of like, He's not going to send you out to the battlefield unless you know you're going to be safe. He's not going to send His sheep to the slaughter. Like, that's just not going to be something that He's going to do. So when I discovered that this is what I'm supposed to do, working with homeless people and then providing these specific services, I knew like it's going to be totally taken care of. I don't have to fear anything. I don't have to be worried. It's not that I walk out here without fear. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we are still working around sometimes unstable people, and it's unpredictable. It can happen just like anything, But I don't walk out here with a sense of fear.
Okay.
Upon me.
Now,
Bree, my hero.
how did you come up with this idea? Is this your own original idea?
Well, when I decided that the homeless was going to be a population that I was going to help, I went homeless for a month, 2 weeks at a time, and then within those 2 weeks.
All right, go right ahead.
In those 2 weeks, these are the things that I realized that I needed being out on the streets. These are the things I needed to provide.
So you actually practice being homeless?
Yes.
Is that right? So you actually.
All right, John. I'll see you next week, man.
Yes, ma'am. Y'all have a blessed day.
You too.
You actually practice being homeless?
Correct. Took to the streets.
Is that right? And you actually stayed outside all night?
I stayed outside for 2 weeks straight, not just one night.
Is that right?
2 days straight, and then I came back out a month or so later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Where did you sleep at night while you were out?
Well, the first 3 nights I didn't sleep at all. Honestly, it was just it was scary. It was a lot going on, so I didn't realize what I was getting myself into, and I knew it wasn't going to be an easy task, obviously. I tried under the bridge, I tried parks, I tried in the bushes. It didn't quite work. I actually ended up settling on top of a building off of Magnolia.
Wow. Are there many other women out here?
Yeah. Yeah, there's women out.
So what do you think the homeless population of this area is?
If I were to guess, I'd say, it's 300-400. I mean, most of which are living in shelters and so forth. For those living on the streets, we're probably going to have 100 to 200.
Oh, okay.
People that are actually staying on the streets, they're considered homeless, but they literally have nowhere to go.
Right.
So you're physically sleeping in a bush, you're physically sleeping under an overpass,
What do you hope to accomplish with your mission here?
Well, the main thing is to restore hope and dignity. It's something that a lot of people overlook when working with this demographic. Can you get in, Charles? Oh, okay. It's something that's overlooked when working with this demographic. So the first steps to progression would clearly be restoring dignity, restoring that sense of worth, that sense of self-esteem, building them up, and that comes through the act of, washing clothes, good hygiene items, making you feel good, making you look good, making you be presentable.
So,
We are going to be fucking in October.
so what is, I don't know, so now are you from Orlando?
Nope, Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, Florida?
Jacksonville, Florida.
Well, let me ask you kind of a personal question, maybe.
Yeah,
All right, now, did you grow up in a one-family home, two-family home?
2 family.
And you kind of a stable family? What? Maybe.
Family, brothers and sisters, a half sister, my sister.
What did your mom do? What kind of work did she do?
Daycare. She works for the military.
So you were kind of in the caring for mentality from working.
It's always been kind of a part of what we do, what I do.
So
Helping people, caring for people, having a heart, a passion. That's been early on.
right. So kind of like what your dad do.
Bye guys, see you next week. I'll call you. My dad was in the military. He was in the Navy.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to find a sense of what would it take to motivate, for a beautiful young lady like yourself who could be out at the shopping mall or, at the disco or something.
I still like the shop. I don't do the disco, but I still like the shop. It's more so online now. But no, it's like I said, it's been that way since I was little. I've always looking for kids that were getting bullied. I always made sure to go the extra mile when it came to making someone feel welcome or at home or at ease for anything. Before I did this, my plan was to go to med school and provide pro bono work overseas as a doctor. So I've very much been in the spirit of giving, and that's very much a part of who I am and what I want to do with my life.
Oh, okay.
So this is just, it does not surprise me. It did not surprise my parents. It does not surprise my friends. It's very much a part of who I am and what I do anyways.
Oh, okay.
So nobody in my inner circle is shocked.
Oh, okay. All right. So you always been a kind of like a, how you say, went with the beat of another drum, kind of sort of.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, what do you maybe hope that can happen with some of the people here?
Well, if we'd have our way, like I said, the first step clearly is restoring that sense of oneness, that sense of worth and dignity and hope. And then progression, we're going to partner up in the future with job corporations so we can make sure we provide stable jobs for these individuals. And of course, that is really the pathway to housing. That's the strategic, order that needs to happen. We're working with other organizations that we refer them to, and they are able to get into an apartment or a house for a substantial amount of time. And then being in that stable environment, they're able to move towards getting other things done, such as education or whatever, just by being in a home. Provides their
Now, what is the name of your business again?
Street Team Movement.
And how can people get in contact with you?
They can go to our website, streetmovement.org. You can email info@streetmovement.org. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, @Orlando Movement is our handle. So you can just type in Street Team Movement on Google. Apparently we are able to be Googled now, so just type us in and it'll bring up whatever you need, I guess.
Now, how old are you?
24.
24. Now, let's be serious. How long do you intend to carry on this type of thing?
Well,
24 years old, you got your whole life in front of you.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm gonna go back to school, get my MBA. Obviously, I have tons of things I want to do: settle down, start a family, blah blah blah. But next, several years, I don't mind. Clearly, I do want to pass it off to somebody else and let them take the torch and run with it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not gonna be doing this forever, but I definitely want to make sure that it is passed down to someone that can nurture it and grow it into something that's.
So you were actually thinking about replicating your business? And this is basically a non-profit?
It is.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. What is? Maybe I'll ask you. what is the greatest joy you get out of this, and then I'll ask you what have some of been the big negatives you've seen.
Some of the positives would be just getting calls from people or texts from people that, you know, have finally gotten into their apartment or whatever, kind of gotten back on their feet, and they, you know, we're among the people that they think as being kind of that staple in their life. So that's a really good, it's a good feeling. You know, that we were able to help aid someone into, you know, bettering themselves and bettering their lives and becoming a productive member of society. Some of the bad things, I guess, would be when you know, we've been out here for almost 3 years, and we've sometimes seen the same people for almost 3 years. You know, it's kind of disheartening because you see them and the stuff they're taking, the action that they're taking, and what they're doing that, you know, either they don't want to get better, or maybe they don't know how, they don't know the steps, or, you know, you see that vicious cycle that is chronic homelessness, and it's kind of devastating at the same time as motivating to, you know, do better and take it to what we're doing to the next level that we can help them.
Okay. Okay. So what? I mean, is that? Well, you know, that's the positive is seeing people get restored to housing and jobs. Now,
or even just seeing them, you know, go from, you know, they'll walk up and they're like, you know what I'm wearing is all I have, and just being able to wash that and give that back to them, and seeing, you know, just seeing their face when they walk away. It's amazing.
Now, you say you're dealing with people with mental illness, etc. What are some of the negatives that you've maybe experienced? What was a low? Has there been any low point in what you were doing?
Yeah, I've been cussed out, I've been spit on, I've been pushed, I've been hit. When you're dealing with instability, this is what you get. Your outcome is unstable sometimes. So there's no telling what you're gonna get when you come out here, and it's kind of a negative. It's kind of a low point. Sometimes you have nice, flawless days where everything goes as planned. Everyone that signed up for laundry, everyone shows up. And then sometimes you have those days where someone either shows up drunk, they show up high, they're not in a good mood, they're not at their best. You know, we don't hold them accountable for that, but we do make sure that, you know, they are. I mean, we don't hold that against them, but we do hold them accountable for their actions, because, you know, we are dealing with adults mainly. So it's nice to know that it doesn't matter what stage of life you're in or what stage you're in, that you can be held accountable for your actions and take responsibility for them.
Well, I definitely can see that you are an angel for many, you know, standing in the gap and helping people restore their lives. And now just one time briefly for our audience, the name of your company again?
Street Team Movement.
Right, and the services that you provide?
We provide laundry services, remedial aids, hygiene, mental health referral services, and we're working on our shower program.
Oh, okay. All right. And to get in contact with you?
Streetmovement.org or info@streetmovement.org.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Miss Brianna Daniel. It's been an absolute pleasure to be in your presence today and see all the wonderful, great work that you're doing and all the people